my gosh, thank goodness.
What's up, everybody? What's up, world?
What's up, tech?
What's up,
world?
Tech world? Oh my goodness, yes, we've been going through it today. It's okay. We made it here, and we are here.
And we have very amazing guests today.
Yes, we do.
So
Yes, we do. And the funny thing is, we've had this guest before, and we had technical difficulties. And things just. I think this person's energy is just so powerful that the electric energy of this person just takes over the airwaves, and it's like, you know what? We know she's coming with this powerful message, but nothing will stop us today. We are going to have Mistress Mia Darque on today. Yes.
Better be applauding.
Yes. And then we will also have some other special guests also. So we'll be introducing everyone once everyone comes online. We have a few things that we'll get into and just a little bit of hot topics before we bring them in, because I really want, there's another podcast. I'm sorry, not another podcast. There's another show that I want you to watch. I'm always watching my reality shows. Yes. Okay. So this one is called, and it works for this episode because the show is called Couples to Thruples.
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
Yes, girl.
I watched the intro and I was like, no.
No, okay. So it's interesting because the characters, the people on the show are couples that some of them been together for a while, some of them been together for a short time. And I think the couple that was the most successful have been together for like 7 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. But what they do is they introduce them to a third party coming into the situation sexually. Mm-hmm. And actually it's really, it's more than sexually, it's emotionally. Course, yeah. It's like they're bringing in a third person to love.
Yeah.
And that is, they're exploring polyamory when they have been in a couple for some time. And this to me was interesting because in this setting, I think it was a little more like the people that were the singles, they kind of felt like the accessory. And I feel like that is a damaging thing. If they're not feeling equal in the situation, if they're feeling like an accessory all the time, like, oh, I'm just the party favor and you can like try this flavor and then throw me back and then go to get another flavor. And that's kind of what was happening on the show.
Oh, I see.
They would like be, oh, she's cute. Ooh, let's get her. And they would talk her into it and be like, ooh, you're the one for us. And they come and they get all emotionally involved. And they're like, oh my God, I love them. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah. Ooh, and then they bring in a new batch of singles and they would be like, ooh, look at that one. We're going to throw that one back. We're going to throw her back and be like, oh, it was so good to see you, babe. You're so cute. But we're going to go grab this other one and try her because that's what the game's about. And I feel like that's fucked up.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like if in this realm, being very close or like having a lifestyle or like a long-term submissive, if you will, you can see how that would like maybe be a little parallel, regardless of how into lifestyle you are or not. So that's interesting.
There was a couple I feel like that was into the lifestyle, and they were everybody was calling him the Dracula couple because they came in, they walked in with their black on, and they were like, they're really cute, and the guy is like a bottom. And the girl is like, you can tell she's got Dom energy like a mug, right? Yeah. And so, but she was always like, yeah, let's get it. I love that. Like they just wanted to sink their teeth in everybody that came in that was cute. They're like, ooh, she's cute. Ooh, let's grab her. And they were really cute. So they pulled in the energy. So it was good, but it was like, okay, y'all, they was kind of scary. Yeah. They were scary. But I think feelings got hurt and it just was just like, it's a bit. And it just right, but there was only really one couple that actually was able to last beyond the show.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
and that lets you know that it does take a special type of bond. It takes a special type of person, and I think that's a great segue to bring in Mistress Mia Darque because she's got some information on so many different things, and it's a great thing. We want to introduce her. She's been in the business for over 25 years, and she is a pro dom who started out in a Victorian household as a submissive, and she knows her thing. And today we are going to be talking to her about her strength and intimacy. She is such a powerful energy, and we witnessed some amazingness at DomCon, and I am
and she's
still
got some like
floored.
really fun things coming up too.
Oh
so,
yes, what did she? We already spoke to her a little bit.
Well,
we're gonna let her speak about it, but
yeah.
she's gonna be possibly coming to a city near you, so you really need to really get into Mistress.
Get worthy.
Yeah, get worthy, because you need to be worthy for this. Okay, so get ready. We are going to bring in
officially introducing
Mistress
the beautiful
Mira.
I'll be talking.
Hi. Oh, no,
hello. Hello.
Hi.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us and see us?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
great.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's an inside thing. She knows. She knows what's going on.
It's a horrible inside joke, but it had to be said for at least 5 seconds worth of this, because I have been waiting to do this, to get it done properly for a second now, since last year now, a little bit over a year now. Yeah. I'm super happy this is working right now. You have no idea.
Too.
Thank you so much for your patience.
What did I do, Jesus?
You're like, listen.
Like, hello. So we want you to introduce, because you have the most information about Jay. We're going to bring them in just a moment, but I would love for you to do the intro, because you have the most information and you've been with this submissive for some time. So when you're ready,
let me start off foremost with not my own personal submissive, but one hell of a cat publicist. He has been my publicist now for 2 years. I've known Jay for nearly 6 years now. And he is the fetish artist. If you need art, if you need promotion, if you need publicity, he is that guy. He goes all the way back to the Porn Valley days and is actually still out there with you guys. So yeah, he goes back to old school, all the way to mid school, all the way to like right now in new school. He knows some of everyone, and if he doesn't know you, he's gonna find you, because that's how he found you too. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, he came in that night, and I was like,
artist.
Let's bring on the fetish artist.
Hi again.
Hello.
Salutations.
And also, we were sitting here. We had the pleasure of having your energy at the last play party, or at the social this week. And that art was right here. You were right here creating, and that was just an amazing experience to have you here. When I walked in, I was like, oh my, hello.
Well, when he walked in, I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait, what's happening right now?
Is this what you drew?
It's fuzzing it because it's considering it as background, because it's not your face.
Shoot. Hang on. All right.
See,
if you take
we'll do a little magic here.
Be in the group now with the tech thing. Here, let's go. Now it's a full circle.
Okay, let's try that.
Yes.
And we'll like strategically place it to hide the artwork in the background so YouTube doesn't censor me.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I was just about to say, oh no, the picture above the bed. No. It's monetized. It came out really good, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Stunning. So sharp.
Still working on a bunch.
I already know, because it's never done with you. It's never done. It's always tinkering and more tinkering and tinkering and some more tinkering. Yep. That's why Jay is one hell of a cat publicist.
Yes. Great energy. Great cat publicist. Helped me get on the DomCon show and sent me the links to the pictures afterwards. Thank you so much. And the videos. That was like really big for me. It's inspired me to do so much more. Like, I really want to get more involved in DomCon and just flourish a little bit more, because I think that the energy of education and the fun and the play was just like to really experience it this time. Like, I was there, but I wasn't there last year, but I was there this year, and I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I know that feeling. This has been my first, this past LA DomCon was my first DomCon in about 5 years.
Oh,
that I really
wow.
just got a chance to enjoy myself. Like I had done all my grown up things and taken care of everything, and I was just like, I could see stuff. I'm super pissed. I miss seeing you sing. If I knew you were singing, well, I knew you were singing, but I didn't know what time you were singing. No one wanted to be very specific with me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drag this.
Oh, we videotaped it. I have it. I was like, I'm gonna put it up. I've been like trying to edit a whole bunch of other stuff, but I'm gonna put it up really, really soon. I'm gonna put it up because it was a great experience.
Please.
Yeah, it was a great.
I heard so many good things. It was like your performance. There were a couple other stage performances. The Young Human, because I don't want to misgender anybody. The drag performer that came and performed at opening ceremonies. Oh my gosh, so much good this year. Oh man, you missed it. Do you remember the song "Kiss Me" from back in the day?
Yeah.
They redid "Kiss Me" as "Fist Me" with a puppet.
No! Wait. So any pause?
Where is that at? Is that on tape somewhere?
It's on tape somewhere. I bet you Carol has it. I bet you a Chris Shady Detroit dollar bill. I know. I've heard that song like 3 or 4 times since I've been back in Oklahoma, and I almost like have to pull over on the side of the fucking road because I can't stop myself from giggling every time. And there's always someone in the vehicle with me when I hear it. Oh
God! Well, just someone who
has done that before. Let's go see this milky twilight. Squeeze me. Oh my God, it was perfect. Everything I love about this event.
So wait, is it out? Is that song actually out somewhere?
I don't know if they actually have it recorded or not, but they need to. If they don't,
release that one.
There's no. I would hope that it would fall under like. Just put it somewhere on YouTube. We'll fight about who owns it later. But it's so funny because it's actually them singing. And they are actually a ventriloquist because I had to fucking stop them and be like, hey, was that a pre-recorded track? And he was like, yeah, for the audio to be better, yes. But like I do actually sing into the mic. That is me recording, throwing my voice outside of myself, because if I don't, it just sounds like me constantly talking into the mic with 2 separate voices. Instead of one voice being close to the mic and the other one having to be shared back and forth. And I almost peed myself. I was a classy looking bitch and I almost peed the hell out of myself. Super enjoyed this opening ceremony, minus the fact that I did kind of get my horns caught inside of a ceiling light fixture. But other than that, it was very nice.
So tall.
I know, yeah.
You had those boots on. You were standing like 6'6", 6'7" in this mug.
Actually, for opening ceremonies, I was right at 6'9", 6'10".
Wow, yeah. I love that. Then, like,
because when she walked by, I got a videotape of her walking up and putting her horns on, like, and I got it so perfect because it was like, oh, you're putting on your crown. I was like, look at her, I got it on tape, I got it on camera, and we used it. It was cute.
Like, I got it on video film. I want to see that.
I was right there.
My
what?
Every year I've gone for DomCon for the past 6 years. 6 DomCons. I have done a different deadly sin, and no one has noticed.
Oh, I'm writing it down now. I'm like,
I shaved my head. I wore an all black bedazzled crystal dress. Had a big fan that said "Daddy" because that was my version of sloth. I wore this completely green off the shoulder, something I usually wouldn't wear because the girls ain't nowhere like they used to be in my 20s. And I was green. Like, I made a crown and a purse and my shoes to match that outfit.
Oh, man. You was beautiful.
New Orleans, I did Lady Dominatrixes from Resident Evil, The Village. And that was like my vengeance and all that good stuff. Yeah, I had a problem. But this year I'm going to try to bust it out of my ass like a looter in a riot when we get to NOLA, because NOLA doesn't care what you do as long as you don't get into a fight and we have to try to call someone into the quarter that can't fit into the quarter. So y'all come to New Orleans.
Get ready.
You're definitely you're gonna get a show. This is gonna be fun trying to figure out how am I going to get this in to New Orleans. If I have to pack this whole outfit up. I can't tell you I'm bringing Storm because I think I'm going to wear Storm for the mistress photo.
Oh yeah. Can you talk about these? There was those you had. So with your deadly sin, you also had 2 very huge items. Do you recall those? 4-foot, a 4-foot paddle,
Jay.
and another one. Oh, let's get them. You have them? Oh my
They're
goodness.
too heavy to bring back on the plane, and they're too heavy to ship if I'm going to take them right back out to California. So now they're California accessories. Half of my life
Oh
is
my
goodness. I'm
goodness.
sure he has them because of the shipping. I bet
You
that's
should
so
rent
funny.
them out
I'm
for
gonna have to
photo
start
shoots.
paying rent. Actually, I have a video of myself and Goddess Phoenix fighting with them like a sword fight.
That's good.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a storage unit, so if you need it, I'm just saying, it's just down the street.
I know, like we can do a million photo shoots with those things.
So if it's too much in there, it's fine. I got you.
They are amazing, and they were being used as well. We will get to that, but yeah.
Yes, they were made by a company called the Crafty Dragon. Shout out to Cynthia and Frank. They are custom made.
Dragon.
Because I don't know how to be like, oh, I just want this paddle that you've already made because I got to be different.
I love that though.
We have our newest baby, which is the Ass Buster, and that's the one that you ladies saw during the play party. The first one.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're close enough. Okay.
Yes.
Whoa.
It is a remake. Oh, no, you're just going to take off the filter.
There you go.
And cover up the naked lady in the back. But that is a mini remake of the Cloudbuster sword from
Final Fantasy
7. Thank you, 7.
And
then we have thank you, Jay, because you're always rock. And then if you turn it over, it has the same logo down the other side.
Okay, I was like, what's on the other side? Oh my god.
This one is like a video game. You said that's like a video.
It's a mini version of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII's Buster Sword. That's why it's the Ass Buster instead of just the Cloud Buster Sword.
It's like a mini version.
They both weigh somewhere. I think the Buster Sword is actually a little bit lighter, and it comes in right about 20 pounds.
Wow.
And
look at this.
It's fine, Jay.
Big phone never
This
Domino.
is perfect 10. There you go.
Perfect.
I got this one made for I got that one made for AVN in Vegas this year back in January.
Love that.
And now these fine folks will be making me something new probably every major event. So at least 3 times a year I'm going to end up buying new paddles. The 10 boards out of it take about 10 ounces of weight out of it. So it comes in just a little bit over 25 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, because I'm sure the holes help with like the
and that's like pure fitness. Like I can imagine how depleted you are after a session with those. My
it
goodness.
All depends on who the session is with. If it's a session, I'm tired. I'm at work. If it's a scene, now I'm crunk. I gotta find snack and sit down somewhere before I run amok.
Yeah, she was.
I saw it. I didn't even know it was you. I was looking at the sub and I was like, oh my. I was like, this one, what's happening over here? And then when she pointed out, I was like,
pure art.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was art. It was art.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
That is my metal slime. He is a very, very good boy.
He is a good boy.
We were watching. Quiet boy.
We were at the party at Goddess Phoenix's party. He was playing the violin.
Yeah. I was like, you have many talents.
Many talents.
You can play it.
Oh, that was nothing. In between, he went to, I think, maybe 1 or 2 classes. He's very, very shy. I'm telling you, the real masochistas, the real ones, they don't say shit. They don't scream and holler from the rooftops. You do whatever you want to. I don't care. Those guys bleed and bitch. That's what those guys do. This boy is over the top talented. He is amazing. He works with kids using music to bridge the gap between autism and the self. Oh man, come on, make me cry. He was composing ocarina music in the suite.
That's
Yeah,
true.
he was.
Yeah,
I was there.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you saw. I was like, hey, say hello, hi, and it goes back. He's a sweet man.
Yes.
That's what he's doing. That's what he does. And he came all the way in from out of state for it, and I was so proud of him. And he didn't even think twice. He had a couple of scratches on him. Yeah, we had some people who complained about it, but it was mostly someone who kept getting into my scene space and almost got smacked with one of them ass smackers you see. But it was more people. The reaction that I got from it was much like the Pride when I first met you, ladies, where I started doing a scene. I'm much bigger than the submissive. The submissive was female. She was white. She was very white. Like there was no missing her for any other race. She absolutely is Caucasian. And people got up and walked away. One person was in a wheelchair and they rolled away out the side of the tent.
More space for the.
I'm used to those I'm used to those kind of reactions. Like that's my whole thing. I am a social chameleon. You will never see the same trick out of me over and over and over again. Like, oh, you're going to see Mistress Mia perform, or she's going to have a scene. She's going to do this, and then she's going to do this, and then she's going to do this, and then we're going to end the show with a fourth act like you absolutely shouldn't, and she's going to do this. Never. And I know what y'all are talking about. Y'all talking about these right here.
Yo, I am a trainer. We are trainers. We are trainers. And when you were hitting, you were not like, no, you were, like full, like, you were getting work in.
Somebody said Hadouken in the background and I heard it.
Yeah. It was that. It was that. It was you get.
Oh, it was that, and I believe it was someone that was standing close to y'all. Remember how I told you I can't see who's in the room? I can hear it and I can feel it, like that old school, like I can feel eyes on me kind of thing.
Right,
but, like,
right,
I can
right.
tune my ears in for people, and there was someone off to my left, which is where y'all were standing at, but I don't know if they were with your group or just close to them. And the guy was like, there's a black gentleman, I could tell by the voice, and he was like, she is really fucking him up right now.
Was that not you?
No, it was no. There was somebody else right by. Yeah, there was some. Who was I talking to? It wasn't Steven. It was it may have been Kayla, because it may have been Kayla's voice that you heard, because she said that, and I was like, she was like, but he seems to be okay. we were just so amazed.
Like he's super quiet, so like that's not the reaction you're expecting to get out of that. So half the people in the room were split right down the center. He's faking it, and none of this is happening. She's crazy, and she's gonna kill him.
Yeah, that was the lady's show.
And that was the consensus of the room. And that's why.
Well, there's also a third that was probably like this.
Somebody told me the best spot for them was when I did the aftercare, because like I turned into like big mama, and I'm like, hold on, you want some water? I go get you some water. Somebody got some fruit snacks. Like I got a fruit snack in my bag. You want for you? Let me get. One person was like, you licked him. I know he was bleeding. I could see that your paddle was red, and I was like, yeah, we're fluid bonded, so I do things like that. And she was like, that was hot. I was like, yes,
it was hot. Everything about it was hot. It was so hot.
And then
I told myself afterwards, I was like,
cleaned up and left. And then went back to the room, and I told Jay, don't come straight back home. And it didn't even
do not, because this is gonna be a scene for real. This is the real scene.
And I'm sorry, Jay, I'm a horrible person. Jay had to hear it. It was a dark room. I know you weren't completely asleep. I am completely too loud. That boy might not make any noise, but I do.
You weren't taking a cat nap?
No, there was no cat naps there. There was absolutely
no cat naps at all.
Had by anyone. It was a very fun evening.
I wanted to ask you.
And then we all just went to sleep and started the next day all over again.
Right.
I wanted to ask you that, with you becoming like such an integral part of your submissive lives, how do you balance that? Like, how do you balance being in their lives, and then like, you know, just everything with because I'm sure you have more than just one.
I'm going to chalk it up to things I didn't know until last year. Because of my job, I was able to get testing done, and I found out that I am in the autism spectrum. Yay! The new Benetton family. But yeah, I compartmentalize hard. Like hard. I have a little space. I need a little desk. I need my little things. Jay has seen this when I've moved into his house multiple times now to come out to California and hang out and do stuff and make money and have fun. But I compartmentalize everything. So that goes for people. It goes for relationships. Everything has like a management scale on it, and no one that I interact with is near DEFCON 5, so I don't have those kind of problems. It's easy to remember this person doesn't like this. This person absolutely adores this. And then have to stretch it out and spread it and be like, okay, this one thing goes into these three people. This thing goes into these people. My husband gets this. My girlfriend gets that. My boyfriend gets this. My personal subs get this. My clients get this much. Because I'm only willing to sell off so many parts of myself to make other people whole.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
What I'm trying to teach people inside of what the question you just asked me, like, how do I do that? I compartmentalize everyone and everything, and it makes stuff a lot easier. Also, I'm obscenely blunt, and I start bad conversations off with the bad part, and I don't even tell you it's the bad part yet until it's already coming out my mouth.
That's a gift, because that's a hard thing to do, to have those hard conversations, you know.
And the way my brain works, I don't see them as hard conversations. I just see them as conversations no one wants to have. So I'm like,
you're like,
yes, talk about it tonight, because I don't. Yeah, it's like an excellent moment. Now I have you in a corner. Let's go ahead and sit down and talk about this. Every person who knows me, and I hope knows me, has had me back them into a corner at least once and tell them, shut the fuck up, tell me what's wrong so I can put you in your box.
Right. Yeah,
this one's seen me have a whole break. Now, when my box breaks, on the other hand, I don't have any of the grace that I give other people. So I'm really hard on myself. I'm still working on that. Say, there you go. Because last year I was crying in the closet, banging my head on the wall because, you know, popped a circuit and a breaker. That's what threw me over the edge. Not all the intensity of everything else. That and one bad interaction. Down the hill faster than a flat guy on a piece of cardboard in the snow. And then it takes people like Jay and other people who love me to come and scrape me up off the floor, me to dust myself off. I have no boots, no laces, no straps. I just kind of crawl up and someone shows up with a spatula to get the rest of me up. And I keep pushing.
I understand that so much.
Do you mind me asking, like, so when you're in that, like, so my best friend taught me this to always ask, like, if you're kind of like within a moment like that, like, would you prefer to just be able to vent or to like have like opinion? Like, what would be the best way to like help? Like, you know, I guess you don't have to share it here, but like, I just find it like curious, you know?
I'm my own personal weirdo. I retreat. I do. I fall into the seclusion of my brain. If I feel like I need to be still and be quiet, I'm just going to be still and be quiet. I'm going to shut up for a minute. I don't need to have the phone right now. I don't need to have the internet. Oh, books. Books are always a good option. Let me go into someone else's world and live there rent free for a little bit. Yeah, I'm an escapist. I am. I'm an escape artist. Been doing it forever. You pick on me too hard. I'm too fat. I'm too tall. I'm too manly. I'm not girly enough. I'm too girly. Still ain't got over that one. And I just kind of like wilt into myself like a shrinking violet in the sun along with that raisin, and eventually I'll come back out of my cocoon. I promise you, no butterflies, but I will come back out eventually. It takes my own amount of time, but it's reasons why I do shows like this. And
what happened?
Do you?
It's the test. It's the test for me. Like, am I going to be okay with myself? Like I tell other people to be okay with myself. Am I willing to do these kind of interviews with no makeup on, no face? I did do a little hair. But like no one wanted to see what this day started with. So hair. Yeah, for me, it's one of those things of like, am I willing to put myself out there? Like I'm asking others to put themselves out there. And that is a wholehearted question because I have I've seen more than my fair share of professionals, good and bad, who will ask things of people outside of themselves as though everyone is their slave. There's a big difference between submission and slavery. And if you can't tell the difference, if you can't read the room, things like that make me feel cringy. I'm probably going to say something inappropriate by everybody else's standards, but my brain thinks it's fine. And I'm going to call some people out on some shit. And that's why y'all were like, oh my God, that is a blessing. That is a gift. It is a fucking curse every time I open my mouth. Because as much as y'all like me and you dig me, there's 100 bitches out there that think I'm the worst fucking thing since like potato salad with raisins in it.
But I feel like sometimes that's most likely their own insecurity too, because you have a commanding
and
presence.
I totally get it, but I totally get it, but it doesn't stop it from being a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had more women who snickered in my face when I was a nobody or nobody really knew about me. I was somebody where I came from. I just was a nobody in California. And if I can conquer California, everybody else can kiss my ass.
Well,
California,
we've also
New York, Miami, Chicago.
Go ahead.
Needs to be said. I've had moments as and things. This has been part of our friendship. This has been part of our dynamic. How we respect each other. There are times where we're having conversation and Mia will call out. It's like, Jay, it's because you're doing XYZ. This is the reason why the problem's the problem. And instead of taking that as an insult, because it's not meant to be insulting. It's not meant to be, it's not, she's not going, Jay, you're a bad person. Right. She's not going, Jay, you're an idiot. She's not going, it's like, these are many times, these are things that like, this has been part of the personal journey of like trying to, a big problem that's happened is I was in a really, really bad relationship. There's just no good way to call it. And my partner died. And so there's been this trauma that was like Mia knew me before my partner passed. But the thing of it was that like part of where we bonded as friends and professionals was DomCon 2021, as it really kind of felt like a lot of things, both New Orleans and LA, there were a lot of things that were like misfiring, going sideways. And Mia could see the traumas that were already in play. And there were things that's like, yeah, this needed work on, that needed work on. And so instead of going, instead of either ignoring the issue, candy coating the issue, or just saying, yeah, Jay's a bad person, it was like, no, this is what, this is why you need to work on this. This is why you need to work on that. And you're going to be okay.
Sounds like love.
And and this is, she's not afraid to call some of this stuff out. Just in general, it's like, why is this a problem? Well, this is why this is a problem. And this is what we need to fix.
Well, it's like she said, her gift is being blunt. And, I feel like that's probably something that I've learned at stepping into this lifestyle, is to be more assertive in my conversation and just in my desires. That has been something that I struggle with in my past. And I feel like it's been a learning process to not fall into a position to where like we do all have submissive tendencies, but I do sometimes fall into the old ways of like, going into a work mode when it's like, oh no, girl, like, hold on. no. Let them take care of this. So, but not necessarily making everyone feel like a slave in my presence, but also, balancing that out. So do you think you can give some tips to people that are coming in the game that like, want to know that balance? Because to me, you have a wonderful balance between friend and dom. When I was among you and your other submissives and your group of friends, you have a presence that is, it's still like comforting. It's never like, go get this for me. It's like they want to do it for you, you know? So can you explain or give some tips to those coming in the game of how to balance that out too?
Well, first things first, it's supposed to be that they want to do it for me. They want to. I don't want to have to twist someone's arm to go fetch me a cup of coffee.
Right.
I come to New Orleans, people know I love Cafe Du Monde. They know my fat ass loves Oceana. I love probably too much beignets. Ooh. So if someone feels like being nice enough to bring me a fresh, steaming, piping hot cup of cafe au lait and some cocaine looking beignets from 3 blocks down and 4 blocks up, yeah, oh my God, I'm going to say thank you at the end of it because you didn't have to.
Yeah. Right.
There's one rule and one thing I've tried to put out in the universe with my spiel of domination and submission and learn stuff and do things with your life. And the main thing is subs don't have to show the fuck up for you, and we're going to look stupid hitting each other because most of us aren't into getting hit. Stop that shit. Don't be that person.
Stop that shit.
I'm serious. Don't be that person that comes into the room. I have this luxurious gown, this beautiful, just pull up in the Sri Lanka hairstyle, and I own this room. You can do all of that without being a cunt. True. If you can own a room without demanding the room be owned by you, you won the room. You didn't force the hand. No one had to bend the knee.
Right.
It was given to you. I had a real good conversation with Mistress Diane once, long ago and far, far away. And she was like, the people who call me Mistress Cyan call me that out of respect. They don't have to. Mm-hmm. People who call me Mistress Mia or Miss Mia or ma'am or anything negotiable to that kind of an honorific, respect me. Mm-hmm. And if you respect me, that's all I'm asking out of this. Respect, loyalty, fidelity. Mm-hmm. The people that you saw me surrounded with, not a single one of them is owned by me.
Really?
I am the house. Yeah, I am the house of wayward cats.
Oh wow! I thought that you were. They were collared.
The young lady that was with me with the purple hair. Was anybody wearing a collar?
No, no.
There you go.
Well, yes.
One boy was wearing a collar. That's his collar. He came with it. He likes the aesthetic of it. But no one has a tag with my name on it. The people who have tags with my name on it, they'll absolutely be like, "This is mine. This is what she gave me. This is mine." They're believers like that. Like, look who I belong to. Thank you, Puddin'. Calm down. Here, have an ice cream cone. But yeah, those people came to me because they wanted to be in service to me. Whenever I come to DomCon, I very rarely bring people with me. Either people want to gravitate to me because they want to help, they want to be some part of the thing. Hell, even if they're coming under nefarious means, as long as you're behaving yourself while you're in my company, that's fine. As soon as you break character, you can get the fuck out rent free the same way you moved in.
Love you.
And there really is something to be. I have a big thing of leadership versus authority.
Right.
And I can point out, like, I could do a whole TED talk and look like a total nerd at the major differences between leadership and authority. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, what you'll see with Mia's one of the first people that will run into the fire. Like, she won't go, everybody into the fire. No, she will run into the fire. Everyone's like, oh fuck, Mia's running into the fire. We're in.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because it's called a personal choice.
Yeah. She's
I'm
not
demanding everybody else do the thing because I'm doing the thing. We all don't have to jump off the mountain because Mia did it first.
Right.
But if you do decide to jump, at least you did it for a good cause, because I tend not to jump for bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been there when Mia has helped with loadout. We had a huge thing go down a couple of years ago where we had to do stuff at the storage in Van Nuys, and I had gotten from other staff, I'd gotten, hey Jay, can you give us a ride up to Van Nuys? Because it's like on the map, it doesn't look like that big of a deal. Those who are not familiar with Los Angeles, but Los Angeles is 2 hours away from Los Angeles.
On a good day.
Yeah. So they're
really.
like, oh, this should be like 20 minutes, half hour. And it's like, oh, you out of towners. You're so sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yes, of course, I'll give you a ride and we'll help out. And I show up and I'm expecting it to be these two people, and and there's Mia ready to jump into the fire, ready to go. And it's like we're piling in Mia, two very, very Midwestern ladies, um, three Midwestern ladies in the back of the car, plus a microwave. And
We made it work.
a
It was
big
a lot.
microwave.
It was a lot.
And we're in it. It's like, okay, the adventure's on.
Yeah.
Drugs took effect just outside of Barstow. Let's go. We can't stop here. This is Bat Country. And she's there in like hotter than fuck weather with her nails on. Like, all right, let's get this shit out of the truck.
I had my nails on. Okay, so I got a call from Miss Cyan, and she said, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Do you mind riding with Jay? Because I'm trying to get everyone to ride over to Van Nuys to get the stuff unloaded off of the truck and into the storage unit." And I was like, "Okay, sure." I was dressed to go meet people for brunch. I had on a full African up to my boobs skirt with the big pockets. Had my cute little pastor collared bodysuit on, no sleeves.
Oh, you was ready.
Had my extremely red pimp hat on and a pair of kitten heels, trying to be cute. And then when I find out what we're doing, I'm like, well, there goes brunch. Bite my fingernails off and spit them out into the parking lot and took off my heels. And then we unloaded a truck with at least a good 3,000 to 4,000 pounds worth of shit on.
But that's how you are. That is who you are.
The DomCon.
Yeah.
And I don't mind too much. This is why when we do things like this is the only time I don't like Jay to talk. Because then this is not me trying to be like, oh, look at me, the saint. No, I really don't feel the need. Like, if y'all see me the majority of the time, I don't even have my badge on. I want y'all motherfuckers at your worst goddamn behavior so that you don't even realize you're being monitored. I'm the hall monitor. No one ever thinks I'm somebody important or in charge of shit or anything like that. And I'm always looked over, even though I'm big as fuck. And it's been that way for a while. But guess what? I'm the bitch who knows something about everything. Social chameleon. I'll break my ass into whoever's fucking conversation I need to start a conversation. I'll be polite. I'll be on topic. And I will be delightfully cheerful while doing so. I'll change my tone. I'll change my voice. Code switching, whatever y'all want to fucking call it. Mostly because I'm country as hell, and some of the words that come out of my mouth, people out on the West Coast just don't understand. Because someone was like, oh, where'd you get those tacos? I was like, if you go over yonder by the little 7-Eleven thing, they got like a truck out there and you can get food from it. And it's banging. And the girl looked at me like I had a seizure and or stroke in front of her and did not understand the words coming out of my mouth. So I had to be like, oh, if you go up the street and around the corner, right there in that parking lot where that Mexican restaurant is, across from Taco Bell, there's a green taco truck.
And then she was like, oh, I got you.
Yeah, the plate is so good. They have avocado and everything. I'll do what I have to do to be able to survive. And I've been a survival dominatrix since I first became a dominatrix. I'm always going to be one. Even though I'm no longer in survival mode. Jesus, don't take that as an opportunity to be like, let me knock this bitch off her high horse. But yeah, I don't have to hustle hard like I used to back in the day, but I still appreciate the hustle. It's what got me to where I am. I wouldn't be having conversations like this with ladies like y'all if I didn't.
Truth. You know, I from research, I noticed that you're big on education and you're also big on like traveling. Can you kind of explain like, as far as traveling, like you said, code switching has been your key. Your sensuality has been your key. What have been some of the experiences that you've had due to your sensuality and your code switching? Because you said it works. So what are some of the not extravagant, but like some of the experiences that you will not forget?
I've been denied entry to places that everybody else was allowed to go. I've had a lot more doors closed in my face than ever open. But I got these humongous ass fucking feet, and I will stick a foot in the door.
In your ways.
Yeah, it's moments like that. I like how I got Jay, as like I had always known that he did publicity and things of that nature. Didn't know he went all the way back to Eddie Van Halen. Had to get to know him a lot better and a lot more personally to get that kind of information. And he doesn't tell hardly anybody unless you already know him like that and he's already decided to share the story with you. But I started out trying to get publicity out on the West Coast through two different firms, one in San Francisco and one in San Diego. The gentleman in San Francisco told me, sorry, and in the worst possible terms, because this man knew I was never going to be any account to him, and because California people are just fucking mean like that. The response to, hey, here's some headshots, here's some stuff. I know y'all do adult work, blah, blah, blah. I found you through this person while I was at an event. Too fat, too black, too bossy. Can't sell it.
Whoa.
The young lady down in San Diego.
This is the nature of the business.
Hey, so they haven't heard of this world at all.
He gave the same kind of answer I probably would have gave him, and I should have known better. He hit send any goddamn way. The young lady down in San Diego, she was a lot more polite, but she basically said that I was too old. That I was too old at 39. I hadn't even hit 40, so I could start talking about how it's the new 30 because I just wish I was 30 again. And I cried. Bitch, I cried. I cried so hard. I cried in front of my husband. My husband's like, what's the matter, baby? And I'm like, I'm too old and fat and black and nobody wants me.
Oh no, it's bullshit.
And then I came across this little goofball and it seen what he had done for some other people and was like, hey, little goofball, I know you're already my friend and I don't want to fuck that up, but I need some help. Because this is not working out the way I wanted it to work out. My plan for world domination, or at least slightly less globalized on a Los Angeles scale, is not going to plan. Whatever shall I do other than set something on fire with my mind? Starting with the person who
I was like, ooh, we're setting you up.
And there's something I should mention here because it's not a great secret. People kind of act like it is. Like people were like going up to Mia at Sanctuary going, well, what did you, say, why, how did it's like, oh, you must be fucking him. I think was one of the things that like went behind my back.
Really?
Must be fucking Jay. And it's
always,
you never have time.
I'm paying Jay actual money. No, I pay him money. I buy him groceries. I fill up his car because I'm fucking old school, bitch. I'm coming between Cleveland, Ohio, Memphis, Tennessee, and Mississippi everywhere. And there's one thing you learn. The people who take care of you, you make sure fucking first they get taken care of when you have something in your pocket. This one will literally be like, well, I want to make sure you have enough to cover and be able to go out to eat and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we can eat at the house. Let's go to the store.
Right.
And we'll make some bomb-ass meals, watch some ridiculous-ass cartoons, have way more fun than two grown adults ought to. We'll go to fucking gay-ass karaoke over at Sea Friends. We will have fun.
Yeah.
Hang out with... That's my favorite thing. I am a fan, and I like to think a personal curator, of drag queens across the planet. I have drugged myself across the world and seen some of the best known and unknown queens on the planet. And I can tell you right now, big or small, 500 or 5 people show up for the event, I'm probably gonna have fun one way or another. If booze is involved, oh yeah, I'll be good.
I've seen some you with a video of you and Miss Madison, and you guys were out at an event right after DomCon.
Yes,
that was
Morgan McMichaels. That was Morgan McMichaels. Actually, the picture that Jade was working on, from Drag Race season 2.
Yes,
I met him at I went for karaoke. They were like, karaoke doesn't start until 9, but we have a show upstairs. And I was like, okay, cool, show. How much is the show? Oh, it comes with the karaoke. Okay, cool. Here's my money. Give me a bracelet. We go upstairs. There's maybe 12, 13 people in there. Then it kind of bulks up a little bit. We did not get past 30 people. I know we didn't. It was Fleet Week, so all of our longshoremen were in. And we had two POC ladies who came in full Navy dress and stuff. They came for the karaoke too, stayed for the show, and then went down for the karaoke. And you know, most places when you go for like drag and stuff like that, they'll be like, "Oh, if we have any people that are new in the town, and that's this one's favorite thing to do, oh, raise your hand. Let's put your hand in." The same way at fucking Hamburger Mary's, because like I said, I'll drag my ass.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to Hamburger Mary's. We need to go to Hamburger Mary's.
It's a little loud.
We went to Hamburger Mary's in Long Beach, and I'm going to tell you right now, I had so much fun. So much fun. The queens there are fucking amazing. It was Pride Week for Long Beach, so everybody was dolled up, and I once again had more fun than a grown up ought to when surrounded by people that you're not related to. Or
and this kind of goes into a little bit of something I was trying to point out, like if it's promoting DomCon, if it's promoting Sanctuary and the people are involved, I'll gladly shove a microphone in their face. That's part of the job of the publicist. I'll put a microphone in their face. I'll put them in front of a camera. All they have to do is be ready. And part of what was going on was Mia was like, get me out of here. I need a break. I need a breath. We need to go do something. And I'm like, you're right. But by the time, we're going up to Mickey's and it's like, how many people can we get in? Let's do this. Let's make an impression. And well, I don't know. And others were like, we're drag queens. We're there. Let's go. And
right now.
And that's part of the thing.
Yes,
yeah.
Please.
Yes,
90% of success is being there, being in front of the camera, being in front of the microphone, being there for when the fun starts, being there to load the truck. And Mia fits those categories. So many people think that professional domination is about not working, about having somebody else do the work, and that's where the wealth comes from. That is an illusion.
Oh yeah.
If that's not the lesson I have learned, boy, that's not the lesson I have learned.
I'm so glad that you said that, because I think a lot of people.
The first time we talked, the three of us, when we were over on the outside the gate of Erotic City, so that we could kind of hear me talking, and I appreciate that first little bit. All that picking up heavy shit. I know this is probably going to sound very droll and probably slightly problematic for some people. I'm a workhorse. I'm half Jamaican, Black, and Irish. We work.
Yeah.
That's all we really know how to do. My granny said that will be your gift and your curse for the rest of your life. You'll do so much that people will expect that of you all the time. And I've kind of gotten used to it. If I didn't have it, I'd probably bitch about that too. I would much rather do the paperwork, do the heavy lifting, enjoy the event, because I did my part at the very beginning, at the very end, and get to hang out with folks like y'all.
Yeah.
Get to actually meet people. Because while everybody's taking their time trying to be so pretty, so gorgeous, so glamorous to show this life, that if you did a little bit of internet searching, you would blatantly see they are not actually living. Why? I always say this, and everybody always jokes on me, and I know I am the save $10 a damn day Dom, and I don't give a fuck. My $10 a day has gotten me a roof over my head, a husband for 16 years, and a dog that won't leave me alone. And I'm okay with that.
What about cats?
No, that's all I ever genuinely wanted. Something fine that didn't have to come out of my body. We have a cat too. He's outside somewhere.
This cat.
Just had to fix an ear yesterday. We'll see how that goes. Inside, outside cat. He comes in, demands food. We feed him. Then he demands to be let back out. We release him. He lets us pet him every once in a while. I am the cat redistribution center. That's what this is. Cat redistribution Dominatrix center. Yes, I am the home Dom Depot. But yeah, when I have opportunities to talk to people like you, the little piece, the snippet of what y'all caught me saying on camera, and Jay working his magic of, pursuing people through social media is what got me IMDb credits now.
I know. I remember she said that. That was
I'm
so
listed
dope.
for your show. That listing got me listed for also, and now we drink. that listing of
I recently watched that one too.
I started watching that and I was like, oh, she getting crazy.
Yeah, there's two of them. I drink a lot of tequila and I stay level-headed until we end up at the fucking Cantor's Deli.
I was laughing so hard, and then my mom came down and I was like, oh. She don't need to know.
Yeah, don't let mom see that. I say some wild shit.
No, I love it though. I was like, struggling.
And that ended up leading to a podcast that I had on my wish list / bucket list of stuff that I actually listened to. Everyone else actively pursued me. These people did not. I wanted to be on their show, so I was able to get horrible decisions while we were out at AVN in Vegas.
That's awesome.
And I was like, everybody's like, oh, well, you have to have somebody to step on. Or you don't.
Yeah, I was like,
if somebody takes me, if you're going to take me, take me. If you're not, get the fuck out the way for somebody who might, please.
Right.
I don't have that kind of time. I turned 45 like 2 weeks ago. Not quite yet. But yeah, I'm not worried about little trivial shit no more. The older I get, the less I am worried about other people who don't pay my bills, do not live inside my house, and I don't personally feed, fuck, or fend for.
Yeah.
Fuck or fend for. I love that.
Yeah, no.
Feel, fuck, or fend for.
Love that. And so fuck the people who said whatever bullshit they said, because you know what? You know who your true like tribe is, you know? Like you don't have to pretend to be anything else. You can just like show up and be you. Like, you know?
That's what I love.
Seeing my social media. The most people I have is on Twitter, and that's like at 10,000 people. That is nothing Twitter numbers. It's even less on fucking Instagram. But the people who follow me are people that I actually actively know, have met, talked to, shaken a hand, done interviews like these. Yeah. I'd much rather have 1,000 motherfuckers that I actually know versus like 150,000 people that are just following me with clicks, likes, and like might be able to get the jump on.
Me too. I truly understand that. You've been traveling, like I said before. You mentioned something when we met up last time that one of the mistresses or goddesses that you know created this card that you put inside of your luggage when you're traveling. And it was something that I thought was so interesting and intricate, because I'm about to travel and I'm thinking I'm going to do like a little tour maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I don't know, but I don't know how to like transport that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, so that was like a bar. So can you explain what that was?
Okay. Here in the States, I cannot say this for every country that I have been to, but here in the States, you have the right to ask for a private search of your bag if they say that your bag needs to be flipped. You don't have to just stand out there in the crowd in front of everybody and have people rifle through your things. You can be taken behind a closed door. They usually require 2 officers. My sister, Master Madam Navia O'Kink now, she came up with this awesome ass idea. TSA love leaving a note inside of a bag when they've gotten into your bag. Yes, a 4-foot paddle. When they've gotten into your bag, and they tell you they've gotten into your bag. So she was like, well, before you go in my bag, here's a note for you to understand what's inside of this bag. And we're very specific. Things in this bag are of an adult nature. I am an adult. Things inside this bag are not safe for work and meant for eyes 21 and over only. So,
that's a good
everything is clean. Everything is sanitized. Please, I think hers says at the bottom of it, please peruse at your own interest, but remember that there is a time variant for my flight. Be polite.
Like, do not make me late.
Or mess up my.
I love that.
I've had people go through my bag, and I've literally had, especially when it's 2 women that are the TSAs, it goes from being like we're flipping this bag to, now we're at DomCon, and I'm teaching you a class on everything that is a thing inside this bag. Whenever
nobody has time for that.
Yeah, like whenever I travel with my sounds, especially my Pratt sounds, the ones that basically look like knitting needles with a tang that's a little bit wider on the end, I absolutely get the bag flipped because, like the one young lady said, looks like you got Wolverine's hand in there. That was in Boise, Idaho. And I tell you right now, that lady, I'm happy I showed up way, way, way early for my flight. I had no idea what traffic was like in Boise. I did not want to miss my flight. And I was like, I'm just going to leave out. I'm going to get there like 3 hours before my flight. Checkout is this time. I'm just going to leave now. I'm just going to go, instead of doing the usual thing. I'm like, I'm going to go shopping, or I'm going to grab something to eat, and then I'll head over to them. Like, yeah, fuck that. I got left off of a flight the last time before that flight. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. And she was so, My Aunt Lily would have called her Sheboygan. She was so Midwestern that she couldn't. She just couldn't. Because it's the whole thing. It comes through there. I say, excuse me, can I get a private screening on the bag if this bag needs to be checked? Before it even gets on the thing, I find a grown adult wearing an ugly shirt, and I say, hey, if you need to flip this bag, can you please just let me know? I'm asking for a personal screening now, or a private screening. And they'll be like, okay. I know you're going to actually look at it now, so we can get this part the fuck over with. You remember, say the quiet part
open it now.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell me there's stuff in here that y'all need to see. There is a lot of dicks in this bag. There's a lot of silicone. Making sure it doesn't have any C4 inside of it. There's some hollow things. There's a lot of metal. What's up with all these rings? Because you gotta love that X-ray machine. If you've ever seen your toy bag through an X-ray machine, just once I caught it, and it looks like there's a dead head in there. Because I used to stick my dildos inside of one of my leather gimp masks because it had buckles on it, and I could tighten them all up, and it had a really big. The guy who got it for me had a really big neck, so I could fit like 4 or 5 of them in there, and then like buckle it off and just put them in the corner. It would keep its shape. The weather wouldn't get all crumpled and shit. It looked like a dead guy's skull inside of a bag. It had a fucking built-in ball gag with little rivets on the side. It had through the nose piece. It had the where you could clamp it in the top. It was made by some London company, very, very nice. And like, yeah, we're just need to take a look at it. Make sure you haven't murdered someone along the way and thought it was a good idea. People try to still bring guns on the plane. You know, that big case of shit of all the things you can't bring on the plane is because somebody tried to bring it on the plane. So she gave me the whole rundown, and I was like, oh, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I don't mind. I do these things all the time.
It's not a gun.
Come on, let's go to the room. And this woman, Lord bless her, she was like, oh my gosh, what's this now? Did you use that on people? Oh my goodness, I could never. And that's why I said she was Sheboygan as fuck.
Oh gosh. Sheboygan.
That's so interesting. So when you travel, because I know every state and almost like every county, they have different laws and stuff for like just, you know, our world. Like, so how do you how do you like deal with that? I'm sure you know, like when you're going somewhere, obviously.
Yes.
But, like, can you explain a little more about that
first. All the extra unnecessaries, don't pack them in your bag. All your toys that are going to be your toy bag is now your carry-on. All your expensive shit needs to go inside that bag. I travel more or less Southwest. If they can't get me there, I will regress to Delta and or United against my will. And everybody has their own shtick about what you can't do. We weigh your bags, don't we weigh your bags? Another reason I go with Southwest, 150 pounds, bare bones minimum, of my gear for free.
Oh, no.
Okay. Most airports that deal with Southwest, and Southwest is not going to measure your bag as long as it is a standard size rolling travel bag. They never make you put it inside the bin anymore. They're lazy. I'm hoping they stay that way.
Yes.
I got turned over because they said, oh man, you can't have a pillow and your purse and your carry-on. And I was like, hold on a second. Took my pillow, stuffed it into my pants, put my hoodie on, zipped it up over the top of it, looked like a very pregnant lady. The woman at the gate who told me I couldn't get on the plane was like, that was fast. I watched TikTok, ma'am, and I scanned my ticket. I got on the plane. I pulled my baby pillow out.
That was
I laid
smart.
on the wall, and I went to sleep. And the lady, before I could close my eyes, who was behind me in line, was like, you did that so fast. I never would have thought of doing that. I would have been crying.
I'm writing it. Write that down.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm
this
thinking
is the same bag that you had to sit on top of, Jay, to get close. So nothing was coming out that bag until somebody said we need to open up this bag. And things I love about LA, they don't give a fuck. LA never stops me when I'm leaving to flip my bag. They're like, yeah, there you go. Go ahead. You have fun.
Right.
They're like, where you
because they already know. LA knows. I'm going to Allentown, Pennsylvania. They're probably gonna flip my bag, probably. So I'm like, so you say carry them?
That's a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch out that way.
Oh God! So should I carry it in my carry-on?
Absolutely.
Carry it all in my carry-on.
Yep, because
leave my rings at home.
Bag, personally packed right. anything that you can purchase while you're out on the road that you can keep inside of a $200 budget or less than 5% of what you're going to be making off of the sessions that you're going to be needing it for, buy that shit when you get there. It saves on baggage fees if you're still not flying with Southwest. Sorry about it. It just makes sense. Rope. Why would you take rope? You can go to any Home Depot and get rope. You can stop by any kink shop and pick up rope. Handcuffs.
Oh, because they'll trip off of the rope. They're gonna be mad about the rope.
You can't bring rope like that through TSA past a certain length.
Oh.
Girl, you better get. Okay, this is my other
I
thing.
might want to leave my shit home because I haven't looked at anything.
Go to the TSA website. It's provided to you by the government that most of us pay taxes for. They have a full list of what you can and cannot bring on the plane, and everybody's like, I'll find out when I get there. And then you get there and you find out the thing you can't bring is the thing you can't bring. I have a boy who loves cigar service. He bought me a beautiful cigar cutting tool / torch lighter. And it has the double-ended tool, so it can guillotine and it can like French cut off the end. Yeah, they took my thing. You know why? Because I didn't think that you can't have two things that you can't have on the plane combined into one thing. Or multiple things. You can't have a multi-tool on a plane, but you can have a socket set.
So weird.
That is weird.
Some little gray.
Yeah, I need to look at that.
Read the rules, kids. Read the rules. Don't be the only one who didn't read the book. My niece, she recently went to Atlanta and caught her first flight back to Atlanta after being gone for a couple of months. And she has a handgun. And she was like, I've never had to do this before because someone usually would cater to her pretty ass and make sure all the things were done because she's super, super cute. Auntie Mia had to teach her happy ass, like, hey, we got to take you over to the farm and feed store and get you a proper lockup box the TSA can get into with their multi-tool that they're allowed to have that opens everybody's new suitcases and luggages without having to have the key to it. Yeah, she freaked the fuck out. She's like, I didn't know there were this many rules. Yeah, there are. So we're going to follow all of them. You're not going to have a problem. I'm going to explain to the lady that you have high anxiety, but you do carry this because you're going to a city that's fucking crazy and 2 seconds away from being on fire. She'll understand that. We're from an open carry state. And you're just going to give her your paperwork. You're going to give her the gun. You're going to show her that it does not have any cartridges inside of the actual gun, but it does have 2 clips in there. They both have a recessed pocket. It's set inside a foam. It's hard-sided, and it has a double locking mechanism on.
Wow.
And the lady was like, oh, well, here you go.
And she was able to go right by.
Yep, they checked that motherfucker like it was a bag.
Yeah, you have to know the laws. That is one thing that we recently had, like towards the beginning of the season, we had Steven Sandler on here, and he was able to tell us about some of the other laws that have to do, like, here in California and some other places. And so I just think it's really important for each person, like if you're really interested in this business, to know what you're getting into and know these laws, because, I really didn't even I've never traveled. So I was like, I have a friend that's a Dom where I'm going, and she's got everything I need. So I really don't need to bring this stuff. You know what I mean? I could use
and I
this
would
stuff.
say bring your personal effects only, the strap-on harness and maybe 2 of your favorites, one for your size queens, one for your minimalists, handcuffs with keys that are on a longer chain so that they can show that you can open these cuffs. I actually have a universal key with all of my chastity keys to keep them in one nice little safe convenient spot, so I can usually find them right in the middle of my boobs when I need to. And if I'm randomly driving, I'll stop at random gross gas stations and hang your keys over the toilet and send you horrible pictures. But yeah, there is a lot that when you're doing like just inside your own state, inside of your country travel. Now, when you get to the international stuff, myself this year at DomCon taught a class on how to survive the internet, basically, social media, influencing, all that good stuff, and the things you absolutely don't want to do when you are in other people's houses. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Americans are horrible. We're horrible people. We're untraveled, unkempt, uncouth people. We live in a country that is bigger than most people think of as a country. Our states are what most countries around the world, with the exception of Russia and China, think are actual countries. I've had more European friends say, oh, well, you come to the States and you go to one state and you see everything in the state. And it was like, we just went to Germany. France to Germany is like less than an hour and a half worth of drive. Autobahn kicks ass when you get to go over 100 miles an hour. So, like, what it doesn't take that long to get anywhere. Every place is a different place. So we look at it like, this place is dinky. The fuck? I'm not gonna be on my absolute best behavior. And that's why other countries are like, please don't come and visit us. We used to like your money.
We don't care anymore.
We don't care anymore. The gain is no longer what it used to be. So you have programs like the 13 Eyes programs, which basically covers the entire EU. Definitely covers all those states that tell you like you're not allowed to have but this much of your face shown when visiting places like Turkey and the Middle East and things like that. Scrub your phone. When you're visiting anywhere in the United States and dealing with your bullshit, scrub your fucking phone. Scrub it like you just had a horrible experience the night before and you just want to forget and there's not enough bleach and kerosene to get it off. Scrub your phone. Take off all of your social media. Change your pictures to something adorable happening in the background. Separate folders with names like 2020 whatever's taxes instead of this is where I have all of my spank bank pics. Don't leave those things randomly in your phone because they will ask you in some countries here, can you open your phone? Well, it's codes with a passcode. We don't do that here. This isn't the United States. You don't have that anonymity that you had before. Put your thumb on this or I'll just hold it up to your face and see if you have biometrics set up on it. They open your phone. The first thing they usually want to do is go to the last thing you looked at on the internet, if you have any social media, and then directly into your private personal photos. And if you got a bunch of smut in there, they'll usually hold you over for extra questioning. Was it this year? No, last year in New Orleans, we were supposed to have a very famous Dom, Nubian goddess, or Nubian matriarch, I'm sorry, Madame Carmel come out to see us. She was going to stay with one of the board members, Mistress Precious. She had her tickets and everything set up. And as soon as whoever dined her out or whatever CCTV caught her face and then ran it over something else and said she was going to be here in the United States because she had already started publicizing that she was coming in for DomCon, she got a nice letter from her government to say, here, you are more than welcome to stay inside of the UK. We love you here. We appreciate you. But if you leave and try to come back, we will not grant you access to come back.
The UK?
Yes. Brexit smacked them motherfuckers hard. They changed a lot of rules that they didn't realize they changed. And when they added themselves onto the 13 Eyes program, like right towards the tail end of it, and Mr. Man getting kicked out of his house with his cat, or with his, well, it was a dog. Yeah, a lot of stuff changed. Like, as much as everyone's like, I'm current, I'm up to date. Are you really? Like, do you genuinely know the laws of where you're getting ready to go to? Do you know what you're allowed to wear in certain countries?
Yeah. That's interesting.
The new Arabic Spring fucked some stuff up. Some people went very, very hardline, like we see right now with, we're going back to Sharia law. Everybody needs to be covered up. You need to have a man with you. Don't matter how old. It could be a 5-year-old and you and like a 12-year-old. But you need to have somebody with a dick as their original fucking make and model to be with you when you're in public places. And for some, I know 2 Doms right now who literally pay men that run a service for Doms, like the things that they come up with, super fucking smart, that run a service for pro Doms as security and as their male escort so they can go to public places and meet their clients.
Oh.
It's more likely to be seen as 2 men having a business meeting versus the man and the woman having a first time meeting with each other per her vetting process and nothing going to foot. Also, for countries that you need translation in, because you ain't always going to have a signal for Google. If I hear one more person like, oh my God, the AI is amazing, it can talk back to you. As long as you're running internet on it. How many Doms do you know that have their phones set up for international travel before they go on international travel? The mass majority of us, even when I go on cruises, rely on Wi-Fi, and then I switch over to all my Wi-Fi functions to be able to have the functionality of my phone back. This ugly brick of a 12 Pro Max right here has everything I need in it to be me. And when I leave the country, it all leaves. It gets transferred to a completely different fucking phone, and that phone gets the SIM card taken out, and it goes in my titties.
That's smart.
Love you. I gotta get some titties.
I don't need someone coming back through and perusing my old files from like 2017 and whatever weirdness I might have been into and then.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd be jacked. They look through his phone.
The class that I did with oh God. Excuse me. I thought that was about to be a sneeze and or a burp. I'm happy it was not either. Goddess Goddess from down in South Florida. She gave all those things that I didn't know. And then I added into it all the things that I had a feeling most people didn't know when they came in for that class. Like don't just, delete the app, but leave behind all the connection points inside of it. They could literally have, your password, your login, all that good stuff that could be turned over to a master file and then unlocked through a computer. Or, since we all love having these things with these sync cables, just plug your phone straight to the computer and we'll just pull up where the fuck you've been.
Oh, wow.
It's a scary place out there, ladies. And it's going to get a little bit scary the closer we get towards the end of the year, i.e. them shotgun shells. I made mine, and nobody's taking it. I might sound like an old crazy black lady on a hill, but I'll still be on my hill.
Yeah.
Scream like Kate Bush. That right there. That's mine. That's my friend. Y'all are my friends. And I will do whatever I can inside of sanity and common sense when I feel like having it to make sure those ones and these people stay the way I left them. Don't move my people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's when my lunatic and she is in the spectrum. Because the things that come out of my mouth, I've scared 2 people while I was out in California. Like, I don't see the reason why that person needs to still be breathing.
Well,
and said it with such a blank face. They were like, "What are you gonna do? Just kill him?" Not personally, but like,
in here.
No.
But that's what I like about you. You say what's on your mind. You say what needs to be said, and I think that's probably what is the most attractive thing for a lot of the submissives and the people that want to be around you, because it's hard for people to just say what's on their mind, and living vicariously through a goddess is the mission of people. And I think that you are a great person to live through. Your energy is very, when I was around you that day, I really felt like I can see why all of these people are around her. It's just it's not a push away energy. It's a commanding, hey, I'm here, but like mama's here. Like I love y'all. Yeah. I love each and every, anybody fucks with you, I got you,
Well, and it's like unapologetic because it's so authentic.
Yes, it's very, and that's why we said enter the authentic house of Mia Darque. I think that is your key component that really is an attractive energy about you.
And I feel like that's a great segue, because we obviously adore you, but you have mentioned that there's something happening at the beginning of next year in which maybe more people at femdom parties can experience such beautiful energy. I would love to give you some time to tell us what's going on with that.
Well, this year I decided to go ahead and buy out the website. I am building it out now as we speak, a little bit at a time, because I'm trying to see if my old ass can still do it by myself, so I can feel some kind of way and then lurch it off onto another human being and be like, here, fix my mess. I know I made this horrible, but I tried, and I was really desperately trying to cling to something inside of my head. I am starting House Darque Events LLC. They will be specifically catered at people who are coming for the not typical dominatrix experience. I know a lot of people have their fetishes inside of their heads and what they want. And if you have ever heard me speak, you know I am not here for what you want. I am here for what you need. If you need a backhand and a cookie afterwards, that's what the fuck you're going to get.
Love it.
Somebody to pet you on the head and feed you from the palm, I'll do that too. But the whole thing is, I kind of got tired of it being just inside of my area thing. Through my website, my social media, my vetting applications and stuff like that, I have been asked across the United States, across the world. But I also know that I have common sense and I can't do all the things at once. So I'm taking the social networking skills that I have picked up while doing coordination for DomCon, social media and whatnot. And I have decided to use a little bit of that on myself. And I am trying to make a network of professional places where I can hold events. People can feel safe. Not so much, you can do what you want to and eat peanut butter off the walls kind of a situation.
Right.
Like, something outside of the normal and the average. Like, I kind of got tired of when I would go to parties, especially on the West Coast. Not every party, but it seemed to be a theme. Here is a very well put together white man. He is followed by very attractive but chubby plus size white women. Everyone's calling him daddy.
Yeah.
He wears a suit.
Mm-hmm.
His briefcase is his toy bag. And that would be the party. And then you have somebody like my fat ass show the fuck up. I've scared everyone already because I walked into the room and I'm just completely too big and we don't know to think if you're a lady. You used to be a lady. You are still a lady. You're a lady in progress. We have but here's my 10-foot pole and I'm just gonna politely smile, wave, and walk away to the side. And I get it. But me being me has been a thing that has brought more people in than shooed them off than I ever would have imagined in my entire career. And I would like to be able to share that with other people, not just women. I want to share this with everyone that I can have consensual, we had fun, no one died, nothing was broken into, nothing caught on fire, no one was murdered, no one was assaulted, nothing bad really happened. The dip was too spicy kind of parties. That's what I want. And I want to be able to have them at establishments across the US so that I can say, hey, kind of like how we have pop-up restaurants, pop-up parties, but at places where you know this is not going to become a problem until you become a problem. Because at the end of the day, it's still my party. And I am a very hands-on owner. This is my baby. It's been one of my dreams and ambitions since I was in college. So we're talking about something almost at the 20-year mark itself now.
Awesome.
I want to give people the opportunity to do them, come out, have a good time. You don't have to leave rave reviews. You don't have to follow me on Instagram. Bring your money, bring your patience, bring your fun, and I'll be here when you get here.
I love that.
And I would like to do that with as many people as I possibly can, as long as everybody feels like being on the same board and driving on the same side of the street. Because it's for me, it's been the people that have gone rogue when I've tried to have this plan before, and it's the inconsistency for me. So I said, well, instead of doing other people's parties, I'll just throw my own party because I can't do any worse than this.
Yeah, and it's like beautiful that you said that because it's like people driving on the same side of the road and like just like it's. I don't mean this like disrespect. It's like kind of a low bar. It's like, listen, just respect all the way around. Like, just don't be a crazy asshole, and like everything else will fall into place. Which is crazy that like
you have to
like people have like don't understand that. Like
right. You have
like,
to let that out.
Really upset with, like I just said, you have to keep saying the quiet parts out loud for people to understand.
Which is crazy.
That's the thing for me, and that's why I'm like we said, I'm blunt. You come to my party, you fuck around, you will absolutely find the fuck out. Probably from me personally. Probably from one of them two big ass fucking, as whoever the hell it was popped off and said 4-foot paddle. Yes, from one of them 2 4-foot paddles. Or one of those 2 snake whips that I can wield in the same fucking hand at the same fucking time and still get 2 separate individual cracks. Or maybe these fucking boxing gloves and turn your ass a fucking flip. I don't give two fucks. I still live in Oklahoma. I will run back here. And there's a reason why we're called Green Country. We got space. And I got time.
With you saying that, I heard that they call you, well, I guess a gentleman on one of the podcasts called you the Oklahoma Amazon. Is that a worldwide name, or is that just something he coined?
It is now, since I realize Oklahoma about to be my home probably till I croak. I'll live a bunch of other places because I love to visit, and I can't stay anywhere for a long period of time just to be settled and be in that one spot. I got to get up and go somewhere for at least a month. Which California absolutely lets me do for about a month and a half to 2 months out of every calendar year. I just live in California randomly on people's couches and sofa beds, and sometimes their actual bed, and snudge them out their shit. But somebody still loves me enough to be like, hey, remember me? You can sleep in my house. And then let the frivolity commence, because that's what I do. But yes, I am desperately seeking a couple of Susans for said things. So this is going to be my opportunity where I pander to your crowd if you are a up and coming, a well established, or an intermediary professional dom, and I do mean that as in DOM. Are you a dominant, not a dominate? I don't care what the plugs and sockets are. That's why I'm pansexual. I'm really good with this. Please feel free to stop by justsayred.com, look on my tabs. I have an application on there. I also have a contact form that's just straight up sending me a message. Send me a message, show me what you got, and between now and the end of September, I'm going to be doing first round draft picks for the first 5 people that I deem necessary inside of different states.
Okay.
So that means at least one co-conspirator per state for 5 states that I'm trying to break into. Those states being Illinois, California, the fine folks of New Orleans, and hopefully Southern Florida, because I really want to go back to Miami. I have so much fun when I go down there for clients. Like, there's a lot of places that'll let me be naked, and I'm really happy about that. I don't care who owns a Russian mob or not.
I love it. When you go to Nolia, do you ever to go outside of the hotel? We are going to be wrapping up.
Yes.
And you found any of the kink areas? I just recently watched the show, and they have a kink, a place in Baton Rouge. I hope she's still there, but I would love to go over there. Are there any places that you know of out there that sell kink or have that you can that you go to specifically when you go to Nolia?
No. There are a couple of kink B&Bs that are there that you can rent privately, straight off of the Kink B&B website. There are 2 dungeon spaces there, but they do require vetting. They're private. But as an out-of-towner, you can be vetted online, and then when you actually get to town, you do your face-to-face and stuff like that, and they tell you yay or nay depending on how the interview goes. There used to be a public spot that would let you do a bunch of crazy shit, much like what's the name of the place, Jay, to squeeze all the people inside the fucking cage.
Oh, you mean dungeon bar?
There's dungeon. Dungeon bar is more like a we don't mind your kind around here. This space was called Leon, and it was a super cute, long ago, far away place, and I was praying to God that it had survived COVID, but like many places, it didn't. And it used to be open to the public on Thursday and Sunday nights. They had equipment inside. Basically, they worked on the honor system, and I think after COVID might have been what messed them up, because a lot of people were like, "We just want to go outside." We would really like if you had shots. It would just make us feel better, because we have some older, more sickly, elderly people who still enjoy coming to the dungeon, and we don't want to kill Catherine and Frank with molars and shit like that. And a bunch of people rage quit against the fucking machine, and I really genuinely believe that might have been the downfall of it. It was someone's private house that they would make public to the public. Outside of the city in the Marion, and it was really nice, and it used to be a really fun time, and I'm really gonna miss it. But doing this floating tasting that I want to do with different and not always the same fucking party. This is nothing against the people who throw preemptive parties that are strictly for a single fetish. You become a one-trick pony if you want to, and we'll see if you're still doing it 5 years from now. I don't get to look like this with no makeup on, talk to people like y'all, have a publicist like him, and not know something that I am talking about. Please broaden your fetish horizons. Invest some money in yourself. Go to a couple classes. If it's something you've never done, go do it. Pick something up. I haven't done a spanking party since Crimson Moon 2019 in Chicago. I'm going, if I have to ride somebody to Texas to the Lone Star State party in Houston. I heard it is quite a good time. I believe Sarah Gregory and Tuba Man are going to be there. I think they actually are some of the primary hosts for the show. I got invited a couple of times, but it would always link up with the former time when we used to do DomCon in November, and then we upped it to October, and then we got Halloween. Everybody got happy, and then Taylor Swift showed up
and messed up everything. Yeah, speaking of that, you did say that I wanted to make sure I post that that DomCon will be at a different time this year. It will not be during
Halloween weekend.
Halloween weekend, which is what we usually expect. So DomCon will be in Nolia on the 10th through the 13th. And then also you spoke of Naughty Knowledge, which is in August 15th through the 18th. Jay, can you expand on Naughty Knowledge, what that is?
What's really cool about Naughty Knowledge is you get some quasi-public events like DomCon. We're occupying part of a hotel, which means that we have to be good neighbors. We can't be running naked everywhere. We can't be banging poolside, that sort of thing. And to the opposite of that, Naughty Knowledge is through Studio 58 events over on the East Coast. And they do munches, they do socials, but they also every few months or so they do some big themed parties. And this year they're doing Naughty Knowledge. It's not only an educational event where they've got classes on things like bondage, electro play, that sort of thing, but it's a hotel takeover. Their events are their parties are primarily hotel takeovers. So once you're past that lobby area, that public area, it's all theirs. Like, and that's the reason, like with DomCon, we'll tell you where the hotel is because it's a quasi-public event. We want people to know where we want kinky adults to come.
Right.
Naughty Knowledge, you can't even call the hotel and go, hey, I'd like to book a room for this weekend. You go to studio58events.com, you book the hotel through their website.
Oh.
And so and so once you're there, once you're past the lobby, a lot of these areas are clothing optional. They have a dungeon area that's open.
Where is that
at? Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, like I'm going to Pennsylvania. It's like, not that time.
And so and the thing is, it's not like right by the airport. It's you got to make a little bit of an effort to get there. It's like I think it's about 20 miles away, which like over there is probably fairly quick. Over here is just LA. It would be an eternity.
Right.
But very seriously, it's a hotel takeover. Indoor pool with a patio area and a courtyard. So there is play at the pool. They are doing pool parties. Plus, they also have educational themed things going on. So, like, there's a there's a toga party. There's bingo. They're finding all these little ways that they can kind of stuff like that. And it's I'm trying to remember if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think it's actually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then the morning, it's like instead of having like the full day for Sunday, it's more like, okay, there's brunch, but like by noon, everybody's checking out. So you've got a little bit of time in the morning, but like Sunday day, they're done.
Yeah, and that's like real brunch, not like having her come and moving stuff brunch.
Right. And this is going to be my first time at one of the Studio 58 events. Wow. I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to this because it's like I've had this year DomCon LA. We had the parties. You could get naked in the parties, but one of the things I was helping out with was Jay. They just walked by with their ass cheeks uncovered. Could you go over and like grab them a robe, please? Here, go over, like get them. I'm running down the hall. Like, excuse me, hang on, you need to cover up. Because we can get in trouble for that. With Naughty Knowledge, that is a private event. That is a come back with a warrant kind of event.
Oh,
it is not Huh?
Like, get naked if you
Hotel
want to.
buyout for that one, isn't it?
It's hotel buyout. It's
Wow,
they
cool.
yeah. Now there are tickets at the door, so to speak, for Naughty Knowledge, but once again, you're still like, that's like right at the lobby. Plus, the thing of it is what's really handy about this is they do vetting through the course of the show. So like there's a Thursday vetting, a Friday vetting. So if you show up and you're a newbie, it's like, hold on, we're gonna do a little orientation with you at like 1:00 or so, and we'll bring you through and make sure you understand consent.
Yeah.
What you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Are we on the same page here?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of I don't want to say it's a swingers event because it's really more kink oriented and BDSM oriented, but it is a more couples lifestyles kind of oriented event.
Okay.
Of like you're kind of you're better off going in with somebody. They are LGBT friendly and queer friendly, absolutely. And that's part of what I'm looking forward to, going there, of being able to dress femme there without without worry.
Right.
And the staff are on, hotel staff, they're on board. They know what's coming in. There's no pearl clutching. It's, you're welcome here. Thank you for coming. Let's have some fun.
And I
We'll
love
show
the
that
idea that they
again.
vet like consistently, because even if you're not a newcomer, exactly what you were saying earlier, the rules are going to be different everywhere. So even if like you've been doing this for years, maybe it's going to be a little bit different, or most likely will be different, at any event, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to learn more about it. Please, if you want to get more information on Naughty Knowledge, go online. And also DomCon, as I said, I'll show it one more time. DomCon will be October 10th through the 13th. And Naughty Knowledge is in August. That's August 15th through the 18th. And before we go, we are going to go ahead and wrap up really soon. I know I feel like we could just talk all day with her.
I know.
But we got to make sure we keep our episodes to a certain length, because sometimes, they just don't get covered when they're a certain length. So I'm excited to even have you on again, because there's so many more questions I have for you. The education, I really think is important for people to follow you and get more information. So if you guys would like to find some information on her, you can go find her on Instagram at bitchpuddingjsr. And then also look up the housedarqueevents.com so you can find more information on these events that may be hitting your city very soon. We would love to see you back here. When you come to LA, we want you here.
I was just about to say,
at
when I
Venus
go to
in
LA,
Bells.
Okay, Jay, what did we just discuss the other night? It was like, oh my God, it was so awesome. Well, then I guess we're going to have to go back and visit. So when I come back to LA, it's either going to be November this is my toss up. November is either going to be that I do Texas and I go to Houston for Texas Lone Star spanking party, or I'm going to come out to LA and do Torture Garden. I was invited to both events.
I want to go to Torture Garden.
Yeah. Well, the count goes on until like a bed, so we
shiny people show up.
That's when all the shiny people show up to Torture Garden?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is that?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Elaborate outfits, the excessive headgear, the outfits that are made of stuff that you would not commonly think of an outfit being made of. That's what you're going to get at Torture Garden, plus a lot of EDM music. And I'm not going to lie, after a cocktail is actually quite fun. I did Torture Garden the first time
after a
cocktail in Las Vegas. Yes, without cocktails. Torture Garden 2022, I believe we did it in Vegas over at Area 15. Had a blast. The gentleman that runs it here in the States, awesome guy, and I was talking to him during our Pride this year in LA, and I was like, hey, are y'all doing Torture Garden still in November? And he was like, yeah, because I was like, I saw stuff for it earlier in the year. I didn't realize y'all did it twice a year. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, let me know so I can find out about getting a ticket. And he was like, oh, well, I'd love to invite you and come out and blah, blah, blah. We'll get you a list going. And I was like, ooh, I love hearing things like that. I'm not going to take advantage of it, but now I kind of want to go more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
more,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, I think if you do come here, we need to have something where we can, like, let people know that you're here too. I really want to do a live in-person audience. That is something that is in our near future. So I would love to like schedule something for you when you come out here, because it would be great to have you do some demonstrations for our Patreon, and so people can see you in action. They need to see that 4-footer in action and just see like the strength that she possesses. I'm serious.
Yeah,
like they need to know what it is,
and to be around your energy
you know
again.
what throws people the most with those? That I throw them with one hand. That's what usually.
I know.
People.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. I love
and
it.
I just want you to know you are just definitely the we didn't really get into I do want to get into that before we go. We spoke at DomCon, and you mentioned some names of some African American doms that you pretty much stand on the shoulders of. Could you kind of like explain? I mean, could you say those names for me? Because I want to do some more research, and because I wasn't able to, I had a corrupted flash drive. I wanted to get that information out there, because I feel like this is information for me and anyone that's in our community that's interested in entering this world. It's important to know from which these ideas and things come from. So could you elaborate on that a little bit?
For me, long ago and far away, when I first started out and the internet started becoming the place where you found all of this, when it became a lot more accessible to a lot more people, the first website I ever saw was for Ariana Chevalier up in New York. She was the first Black Dom I ever saw online, like with a fully built out website, not just like here's a hit post, there's a hit post. And she was pretty. She was covered in latex, and I had never seen a Black woman in latex before. And like she rocked that shit. And like I said before, Nubian matriarch, Goddess Carmel, or Madam Carmel, like she was one of the first times like I ever saw like a plus size Black woman being a dom. It was like her and Miss Pepsi down in Texas. I saw some of their classes and was like, whoa, didn't even know it went that deep. And then like California, y'all got Domina Angelina. That's like a whole nother, like it's a whole nother fucking show. I will tell you things about that woman one might not even known about herself, and she is literally one of the most kind-hearted human individuals that I have ever met in my entire life. Every time I see her, when I get to see her, I fucking cry, because it's like you're still here. She was one of the first people when I came out to DomCon when nobody else wanted to talk to me, and she seen not this tiny little frail thing in the corner, but like just me, eating by myself like a 12-year-old that nobody else likes inside the lunchroom. And she was like, "Hey, sugar, how you doing?" And I was like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you." I didn't recognize her. She had on regular street clothes and stuff. She wasn't on. And she was just polite, which she didn't have to be. And that turned into a whole thing of me stalking online because I had to know every fucking thing about her. She was too fucking nice. The other shoe had to drop. And then I found out she's just fucking awesome. And then the next time I saw her, she was like, "Oh, you came back. I'm so happy to see that you came back." A lot of us don't know. And I was like, "Thank you for remembering me." Because by then I knew who the fuck she was. And I was like, this bitch took time out her day to say anything to me at all. Oh, the honor. Oh, the glory. And then the third time I seen her, she was a little bit on the alien side, and it was in New Orleans, or we didn't get to see her because she couldn't make the flight. And that next year in LA, I did get to see her, and she came out. And I was standing talking to Mama April from Whipping Stripes, and we were just talking shit and being loud because she was setting up her booth and everything, and I was helping her a little bit. And I hear this voice from my back right corner of my head, like, "What do you think you're doing?" And I turned around, one of them, "Who the fuck you think you're talking to?" And I realized it was her, and she was just standing there with her hands on her imaginaries. And
her imaginaries.
I busted into tears. I broke down crying because I did not think I was going to get to see her after everything that happened in New Orleans and her getting sick and everything. I was like, "Bitch, I didn't think I was going to see you again." And I picked her up and I swung her around and we made wee sounds and shit. And then I took my wig off and put it on her head because she's usually bald. And took pictures.
You're so cute.
I know I'm a toddler.
You're sweet.
Every time I think about her, every time I see her, I always think the best of everything. Oh God, suck it up, Mia. I think of every good. I know. I think of every good thing that I have ever wished for my community to come from the people that I got anything from. The bitches tried hard. They worked their asses off to make any kind of piece of space on the reservation for us, and for that I will be forever fucking grateful. Girls like me didn't get to do shit like this until ladies like that was like, yeah, fuck your face, I'll do what I want. I don't have to fit your mold. You can go find you a new plastic modeling kit and make you a mold about what I already got going on, or you can get the fuck out of the way for somebody who does. And that is genuinely why I stick by that adage. The first time Angelina ever said anything to me, she was like, you ain't here for everybody. I built my first .com website out right after that second meeting, and that was the splash page for it. It busted out with that old Jay-Z dun, dun, dun. It ain't ready for dun, dun. And it just had a big flash graphic that came up that said just say red.com. It ain't for everybody.
Good. It shouldn't be for everybody.
It sure shouldn't.
No. And I will stand by that, and getting my first cease and desist letter from Ray Williams Johnson because I was running Bitch Got a Penis when I changed the music up on my website. Yeah, that part right there. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so old. I'm crying about shit. Stop it.
It's okay.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Oh no.
No.
I think we froze because I took too long.
No, you did not take too long. It's just
there we go.
The technology.
Let's come on back, camera.
Because Jay is frozen too.
Yeah.
Jay. Oh no, Jay isn't frozen. He's just really, really still.
Jay isn't frozen.
Yeah, I'm just being quiet.
Go. Hold on. Let's see what's happening.
Well, we're trying to figure out our camera. I just want to say, thank you for sharing that, because it's like, to me, you are.
Can you still hear us?
People,
oh yeah, I can absolutely hear y'all.
I don't know what happened.
It's
our camera. Yeah,
it's black box with a little orange tag.
But it's okay.
Jay, if your eyes didn't move every once in a while, I would swear your screen was frozen.
Well, I'm gonna make sure.
It's like a cat. You're just like real still.
Because I don't know what's happening, because it won't let me come up.
Uh-oh. Well, and we're still recording.
Oh my.
Yep. Well, we're still recording, so we're gonna go ahead and
we hear you.
Yeah, we can't see us, but we're gonna go ahead and end, because I think it may have filled up because of the amount of footage,
like the storage
space it takes. Yeah, to do it, because we're doing it on a different app. But it's fine. We'll end it correctly. But I have all your information, and we really are thankful for you just coming back on this, no matter what. As I said, it's always, you just got so much energy, girl. This is what it is. That they trying to shut it down, but we love you so much.
And you as well, Jay.
It comes out of this coffee can. There we go.
But we're so grateful for both of you, and thank you so much for joining us. Today was such a big day. Our subcontractor, it's their birthday, so it was so nice just to have these special days with amazing people.
Happy birthday, motherfucker! There you go.
I love that. Thank you.
You guys are beautiful, and thank you so much for your time and wisdom.
And it is up now, but I will be going in to edit and put our intro and exit out on the show. So I'll fix it. So this little part right here won't be showing. So don't worry. But again, thank you. And when you come back, we are going to make a space for you and have our live, so we can really get people to really feel your energy in person.
Yeah. And we're going to post all the, your website, both of your guys' handles, everything, so that everyone should go and look for you, and y'all better. Because if not, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, ladies. I appreciate it. We both do.
Thank you.
Take care. Wait, so listen, when I end this stream, do not get off the phone. Don't get off the ring. We have to wait till everything loads in, okay? So I'm going to end the stream now.